Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This is for the CS453 mobile app development class, the Android class. And in this video we're going to look at the Google Maps, and we're doing it because there is assignment number 4 coming up. Assignment number 4 deals with creating a Google map, and let's take a look at the syllabus real quick here. Assignment number 4 is not due this week. This week, this is lecture you're watching, hopefully on or near 317, which, oh, that's St. Patrick's Day. Anyway, March 17th. This assignment is assignment number 4. It is due for the first time on 3/26, and then there's also a 7-day grace. Actually, you have 14-day because we have spring break. So the assignment really isn't actually technically late until, well, not until last day of class, but your 7-day grace period is right in through here. So we're way ahead of schedule here, which is good. And so we're looking at assignment number 4. Number 4 works with Google Maps. So what do you need to do for assignment number 4? You need to create an application, an Android application that uses Google Maps services. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to set it up. Okay, so the app must include the following features. You need to do a theme. So you can't just create an app. Well, we're going to create an app right now that's just going to show you a map. So you need to do something with it. So create a theme for your app. It should have a purpose and do something other than just showing you a map. For example, you can show the user some interesting points on the map, or create some logic or navigation or other map-related features. And you can research that on the internet and find out all sorts of different things that you can do with the mapping API. You can show latitude, longitude locations. You can put pins on the map. You can do a bunch of stuff. You want to show multiple locations on the map, a minimum of 2 on the same map. And you want to provide some app features to use the map for navigation or any other type of your choice. Basically, you want to make use of the map in the app design. For example, you can create a contact list and show the address of the people in the contact list, maybe. So when you click on the number or the name, it'll show it on the map. You can create a game where people find things on the map or follow the map to some unknown location or something. You can be creative. You can add as much functionality as you want. You just want to add some functionality so you're not just giving me the standard map template. So test the map using the emulator if you want. It also supports Google Play. So when we set up the emulator, I'm going to show you how to do it. You need to test on an emulator that supports the Google Play services. And to move it around, you can set the location on the emulator where it will put the pins around, and you can simulate it, and I'll show that to you in a few minutes. Or you can load it on a real device if you have a real device, but you can use the emulator for this. So the emulator will show you the map, and then you can change in the map features on the emulator controls. You can change the location, so you can simulate moving around. It's kind of difficult, but you can simulate it moving around or changing locations, and then the emulator will think that the phone has moved and changed locations. So if you plan to incorporate location movement into the app, you might want to test it on your own hardware. It might be a little bit easier for that. Don't copy and paste source code that you find on the internet. Build your own from scratch. Use native development concepts and Google Play services. So let's see how it's done. And if you have questions about features that you want to add, you want a little help with the features, just send me an email message and I can make a video to show you the features. Or better yet, explain to you how to do it. So let's see. Let's bring up the Android Studio. Here it is, Android Studio. Start a new Android Studio project. But this time we're not going to create an empty application. Instead, I'm going to scroll down and down. And look at that. We have Google Map Activity. So I'm going to click on Google Map Activity and click on Next. And I'm going to call this My Maps. There we go. And I'm going to stick it on my desktop. I'm just going to click on Finish. Now, Google, they couldn't have made this any easier. It is super duper easy. So let's see. the screen comes up immediately and shows you exactly what to do. So this screen here is and just leave it on here. So wait until your screen, mine came up kind of fast, I think, but wait until your screen populates and everything settles down and syncs, and you have everything is clear down here. And I'm going to close down here so we can see a little bit more. So there's a link in here. So before you run your application, you need to get a Google Maps API key. And you're going to get this from the developer.google.com website. And if you have a Gmail account and if you've been checking email or anything through the web browser, you're automatically going to be logged in with that Gmail account. You can use any Gmail account you want. You don't have to use the school account, use anything you want. What we're going to do is we're going to go use a web browser, go to a site, fill out a template, and then we're going to cut and paste and put our key right here where it says your key here on the bottom. If you read through the instructions, it's pretty much telling you what I just said. So there's going to be there's going to be directions to follow, but let's just go to the console window. So to open it, I'm going to click on my I'm going to click my Mac buttons there. Open it up. I'm going to the Google API console. I happen to be logged in because I've been uploading stuff to YouTube, and my account for YouTube is bhacker2@gmail.com. I'm already logged in, so I'm just going to leave it alone, actually. And so it says create a project, select a project. I don't think I have any actually in here. No. Leave that one alone. If I had already created a project key, I would use that. I would use, if I wanted to find the API key again, I would come up here to get it, but I'll just leave it alone. So your free trial is waiting. What is this? Activate now to get $300 credit. Well, yeah, I don't think I'm going to activate that. Let's just dismiss that so it's not sitting there. All right, so create a project is what we want. And click on the I agree, and then click on agree and continue. And then wait a few minutes. It's thinking. Don't click the apply again. We just wait. Actually, here it is up here. There's a little status saying, hey, we're thinking. We're creating an API key, enabling the API. And then we get up to here. This little screen says the API is enabled. So if I wasn't logged into Google already, I would have had to log in. So if you want to make your life easy and do what I just did a few seconds ago, log into the account. Just go to Gmail and log into the account that you want to use for the Google Play services. And so it'll be easier. So click on this create an API key. And we have an API key right here. Configure consent screen. Remember to configure. What is this configure consent screen? This is new. Choose how you want to configure and register your app, including your target users. Only available to users within your organization. Will not be able to submit your app for verification. Let's just do it that way. Okay. I thought I could click on the internal or the external one. You know what? I don't think we need to do this. I'm going to go back. I don't want to do that. I don't want to configure it. I have the API key right here, though. So on today's March 15th, 2020, I have my API key right here. This is the key that I want right here. I'm going to click on it. And I am going to... I want to copy that sucker. So let's do this. Here it is. Okay. Restrict and rename the API key. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. I'm trying to figure out, this is the key that I want right here. I'm trying to figure out how to copy and paste it. Oh, API key copied to clipboard. All right. So they didn't make this as user-friendly as I would have expected. We want this key. We generated a key. It's here. In order to get the key copied to the clipboard, I had to click on this little guy here. So I'm thinking if I come in here and click here and remove the your key here and paste, my key should go in there. And guess what it does? All right, so you want to copy and paste. And once you have your key, it starts with AIZ, which my key does start with AIZ. Replace the Google Maps key string in this file. So there we go. I have my key. I guess you could have followed the directions here, probably would have been easier. But this worked. Now I didn't configure the consent screen. I think it's going to work anyway. All I needed was a key. So I don't know, just because it's here, I'm going to actually click up here and see what's at this little screen here. Oh, download Android Studio, install. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I'm glad I clicked on the other one. Install Google Play Services, SDK. Create a Google Play Maps project. Well, if you want a longer tutorial, this one would do it for you. This is going to run through everything you need for everything. I'm just going to leave this one alone though. And I'm going to run this project right now. And I did not show you the AVD, but my AVD has Google Play Services installed in it. And I will show you how to check that momentarily. Actually, I could just show you right now. In the AVD Manager, I have this Play Store symbol. If your emulator has the Play Store symbol, it supports the Google Play Services. If I click on the arrow here to edit the AVD, and if I come down here to the API, show advanced settings, well, when I set up this emulator, I selected the Pixel and I selected the Google Play Services. Let's do it this way. If yours does not have the Play Store next to it, in your SDK manager, under the show package details, you want to make sure that you have the Google APIs or Google Play. I have both of them installed. The Google Play and the Google API. These are the two images, one of the two images. I believe I'm using the Google Play because I have the Play Store logo there. This is the image that you want to attach to the emulator that you're running in order for the emulator to support the Google Play Services. Let's just see what's going on here. I thought I started it. I probably stopped it when I edited it a few minutes ago. So waiting for the target device. I should see it installing. I should see a map show up on the screen. Well, we'll see momentarily what it looks like. Still installing. Now that key that I stuck in there, I did not configure it. Usually you have to configure it, either it's for public use or private use. It has a valid key that's valid for my account on this computer. If you use this key and you put it on somebody else's computer, or you put it on your own device, it may or may not work depending upon how you have the credentials set up. You might have to go through and actually read through and set the credentials correctly. We are installing. I believe I'm going to, oh, no, as soon as I want to get ready to pause the video, it starts working. So let's see, I'm waiting. I see Google on the bottom of the screen here, which is a good sign, and it looks like the background turned a little yellow. It should populate. I see a pin showed up, and I don't know where we're on the map, but we do see a map showing up. It took a little bit of time for the map to show up. Looks like we're in the middle of Australia. So the key is working. So once you cut and paste and you stick that key in there, maybe you want to follow the directions. It might be a little easier than doing what I just did a few minutes ago. Once you put the key in there, run the app, make sure the app actually works. If you click on the little hamburger things down here, you'll see the location comes up as the first one. And you can set the location. How are we going to find the location? Let's see. I'm going to do this here, actually. Longitude. Longitude for CSUEB. There we go. So we have the longitude and latitude. So let's see if I can do this. Let's see if this will work. Let's see, minimize that guy. So we have 37. So longitude first and latitude second. I guess we'll find out. 37, 6, 5, 7, 1. Oh, negative 122. Let's see. 12205 X 575. Send it. So let's see if my emulator is not reset. Well, the other way you can do it, let's just set a different starting location. So in the code itself, if we go to the maps location, so this is the API key that we've been playing with. Once we get that, we can just close that completely. In the code, we can set the longitude and latitude right here. So this is for Sydney, Australia. No wonder. So the marker's in Sydney. Yep, that is true. And that's the title on the marker. So if we zoomed into it, and I don't have the zoom set, but we're going to Sydney, Australia for some reason. Yep, marker in Sydney. So I clicked on it. If you pressed your finger on it, a touch event would give you that's where the marker in Sydney is coming from, which is what's in the code itself. So the map had a marker added to it. So we added a marker here. So the template is showing you how to put the API key in. It is also showing you how to put a marker. So you're going to add in your app that you're going to create, you're going to put a couple markers on here. I would zoom in to California, maybe put something in a location that you're familiar with. So here's the move map, move camera to change the angle. I'm going to give you a resource to look at, to look up how to use the maps. What you're going to do in the activity, and I don't want to give it all away for you, but in the activity that you're going to create for assignment number 4, is going to utilize all of these things. So you can go to developer.android.com and look up how to set the longitude and latitude. You can follow a tutorial online if you want to, or you can just wing it. Look up the map fragment and look up the methods on it. So here we're creating an instance of Google Map called mmap, and mmap is being used in the onCreate method. It's being populated, and it's using a fragment. So a fragment we just saw in the last video. It's a small mini application, a mini activity that's loading inside of the main activity. The map fragment has these methods on it because it's a special kind of fragment. And if you read through the kind of the notes in here, you'll see how it works. But first thing you want to do is see if you can get the map to work. If you're having problems getting the map to work, I'd go back to the API key. Most likely it has something to do with the API. And I figured out in my version of the API that I didn't actually have to do anything, and except for if I selected a project, I should still see my other project in here, but I don't see that either. You only have to generate the key one time, and I will probably be generating 2 keys because I just pressed continue. Yep, I see it. I'm generating another key. What this does is it gets the MAC address. Now I have 2. Yes. I only needed 1, but you need 1 for each app that you create. And so I'm not going to create the API key because I'm doing it twice here. Yep, here's my first project, and here's the one I did 12 minutes ago. So I can go back in and view the project and get the API key from it. Also in Google Play Services, what ends up happening is every time that the app is used and the API is accessed, there's statistics on it. So you might sort of think it's kind of like cyber stalking. The API actually keeps track of your coordinates and where you're going with your phone when you're using this app, and who's used it, how many times it's been used. It keeps stats on it. So yeah, you are kind of sort of cyber stalking yourself when you use the API key. And the API key apps, you can tell what your customers are doing. Let's say you deployed the app. You'd have to actually set the credentials for it and deploy it. And then you could find out where are the people that are using the app and where are they going to. And you can basically get some stats on all of the activity that's going on. So we only used it one time. We went to Sydney, Australia with it. We showed, so I don't know what it's going to show up in our activity here. Probably not much. Oh yeah, actually it does. It is 8:05 right now, so it's 7:52. I used it, and this is me. This is my BHacker2 account that I use with YouTube. So yeah, it's showing my activity. You might want to play around with this, and it's kind of scary how much information Google does have on you when you install this. So the API key is keeping track and sending the stats to the cloud, to the Google services. And if you go into Google APIs, you can find out lots of other services that are available. I didn't actually fill out the consent, so it worked just fine without it. But I would play around with this and see what's available. The library itself has got some other features, some developer tools, some cloud services. You can use the OneDrive, the shared drive support for it. So anyway, this is just sort of an introduction to show you how to do the maps. So it's not a bad idea to play around with the maps. Make sure you can get a map working first and then start adding features to it. And I will provide you with some supplemental materials to show you how to manipulate the maps. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. This is a good starting point for assignment number 4 to get your project working. Make sure that you have installed the Google Play services for one of the APIs and that you use the system image that says Google Play on it. The way that you know that you have it in your emulator is when your emulator has the Google Play logo where it says Play Store. If that is marked, then your emulator is set up properly with the proper API to support the Google Play services. You don't have to install. In the old days, you used to have to install the Google Play services on the emulator. You don't have to do that anymore. It's done for you automatically. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for another one coming in, probably not today, but coming soon. I will send you an email when a new video has been created. Thanks for watching.